Here we go. Good morning. Here at the Flying J, we left that video, the last video, talking about, kind of ending up talking about lease operators. I think the term owner operator is kind of overused or misused or what have you. A lot of it's got to do with the marketing employees of these companies pushing this stuff. You know, you guys wanting to be owner operators, do your research, and don't just jump on and sign on a dotted line with these companies, because they're not really helping you out. It's to put more money in their pocket. You can go get a decent truck and then lease on to somebody, preferably somebody that you can do your own dispatching and negotiate your own rates. There's a company out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, that last company we was with. I'm not going to mention the name of the company for the simple reason I don't know about all the legal mumbo jumbo, but good company. Self-dispatch, and there's most likely a lot of them all over the country. Guaranteed they ain't the only one. That's the only one I have the experience with. But to sign on a dotted line with a lot of these mega carriers, you're not really an owner operator, because you really don't have much of a choice. A lot of them, they've got their regular freight, and regardless of what you want, they're going to give you not even a handful of options. They know where you want to go. They know what you want to do. The load tomorrow is the one you want, but they got two loads today going in an area you don't want to go. So they give you two options, pretty much knowing which one you're going to take. And they do it because you want to better yourself so bad. But don't fall prey. Be patient, and just like I said in the last video, research, learn, research. Find out everything you can, what you're going to need, what, you know, like when I was doing all my research on it, the 2290, the heavy road usage tax, somewhere in all my research, and I researched for over a year, I knew I was going to buy a truck, and for over a year I researched what I was going to need, my EIN numbers, contacting the state, you know, because your LLC or your incorporation, S Corp. But the 2290 kind of fell out. That's $550 a year for your power unit only. So there is so much stuff that you need to really look into. So do all your research. Don't fall prey to this owner-operator thing, leasing on to these companies, because it's not really to benefit you. And as far as being an owner-operator, leasing a truck from these mega carriers, it doesn't really get you ready for being an owner-op with your own numbers. A company like these self-dispatch companies, almost told you the name, you dispatch and negotiate your own rate. You don't sign the rate con. the company you're leased onto, they're the ones that sign your ACON and do the credit checks on the thing. So you still have somebody there to walk you through a lot of stuff, and you're learning all this stuff. You know, whether you want to run reefer box, dry van, flatbed, they're all out there. Don't fall prey to these mega carriers. And it's not really just the mega carriers anymore. You know, 10, 15 years ago, you know, there was only a few handful of these mega carriers doing this. And now, it's not just the mega carriers. You got these small ones doing it as well. And it's all to benefit them and not you. So do your research. Be patient. Today we want it right now. Be patient, and you'll have a lot better experience if you just don't jump into it. Save your money. There's guys out here that jump into it and they're living in their trucks. I've run into them in the last 3 to 4 months. I've run into more and more and more people that are so-called owner-operators leased onto these companies, and they get rid of their apartments, their houses. They're living in their trucks. It shouldn't be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. Be patient. Stay the company driver. Save your money. Sometimes it's not what you make, it's what you save. There's stuff that you're buying and you're paying for that you really don't need. Slow down or cut down on that stuff. Put that money in the bank. It's to better yourself. Research, 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 and you'll get to where you want to be. Don't fall prey to these companies, because it's all a marketing ploy, and it's not to your benefit. There's companies out here. There's one out of Oklahoma. If you've been out here for more than a week, you know who I'm going to talk about. He passed me the other day. I was coming down 71 or 49, however you want to look at it. That truck, from start to when he passed me, 14 times that truck was leased. You can tell by the truck number. You guys know who I'm talking about. 14 times. Be patient, guys. Guys, it's just generalization. I know that your women out there are too. And we all are out here doing the same thing. It don't matter whether you're a man or a woman or the color of your skin. We all want the same thing out of life. But be patient. If you do it right and you plan, it'll all come out. And don't, like I said in the last video, don't worry about these big companies going out of business. If you're going to be a true owner-operator, and, you know, in the beginning you're going to end up leasing on to somebody. So yeah, you need to be concerned about that. But once you get your own numbers, these big companies going out of business has nothing to do with me and you. If you know your own numbers, you got to know your numbers. When you got one truck, one trailer, and you're, you know, whether you're leased on with somebody or you got your own numbers, you got to know your numbers. And there's people out there who tell you, you don't have, you can't figure in your house bills in on that. Well, you have to, because if you're only looking at your rates for the truck, eventually you're going to be borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, and you're going to end up losing stuff. You're going to lose your house stuff, you know, your personal stuff, or your business stuff. Regardless, you're going to start losing stuff. Yes, you do need to know your bottom line for your truck, what it costs you to run it, and, you know, fuel mileage. Keep up on all that. Start doing that fuel mileage thing right now as a company driver. Keep keep all that in mind, because you're that money going out is just as important, and sometimes more important than the money coming in. But your average miles, and guys, stop this. Oh, I need this many miles a week. I need this many miles. When you become an owner operator and you start negotiating them rates, I run probably a half or a quarter of the miles I used to run when I ran for these companies by the mile. Whether I was a company driver or a lease operator, you can run a heck of a lot less and make the same or more money when you're doing it right. I'll leave that with you. You guys have a good day, and thank you. Hit that like and subscribe button if you want. I'll be back at you later. Goodbye.